Hello and welcome to 15 Minutes of Fame. I'm Geoffrey Driscoll. I write for anysportanytime.ca. With me as always is Jim Kerr, who writes for Kersey's Notebook.blogspot.com. Let's get right into it here, Kersey. Well, the NHL has decided to drop the current Western Conference versus Eastern Conference format for their All-Star game in favor of a new style, which, if I'm not mistaken, Jim, is the only one of its type in the major sports leagues. What will happen is, like before, fans will be able to vote for their starting 5 players and 1 goaltender for each team. Then 2 captains will be chosen, and they'll pick the rest of the players on a list of players provided to them by the NHL operations. Like picking 2 teams for a game of schoolyard kickball, Kersey. First off, what do you think of the new format? Does it get a pass?
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. I think it's everyone loves the hockey pool.
Yeah.
And here we're gonna appoint 2 guys.
Yeah.
The players will appoint 2 guys to sit there and pick their version of an all-star team. I think that's awesome. And if it doesn't work, I hear they're gonna go sticks in the middle next year. So that's good too.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, exactly. Have a video on the guy making sure that he doesn't have his eyes open.
Wow,
or maybe put a blindfold on. Is there any chance in this world, Jim, that the 2 captains aren't going to be Alex Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby?
There's no chance.
No.
And I wonder if this is on a side note, if it's a ploy by the NHL to get those 2 guys on opposing teams for an all-star game, just to build it up. I can just picture it now: Crosby versus Ovechkin.
Well, just like the
Crosby
Winter
and Friends
Classic
versus Ovechkin and Friends.
That's right. And the big faces with like,
you
know, people who are big stars, just little faces in behind. You know,
where everyone else will be like, "Well, we're here too."
Yeah. Zdeno Chara, big guys like, I swear, I'm over here, guys. I'm over here. You know, yeah.
I wonder about that though, but I like the idea. I think it's great.
Yeah.
And yeah, it'll probably be Crosby and Ovechkin, but
probably.
That's fine.
That's okay. Well, in the vein of the All-Star game, I think Kersey and I we're gonna try and do the same thing. We're going to self-appoint ourselves captain.
Yeah, see what will happen.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're gonna pick a couple of players. We're gonna pick 5 players each and 1 goaltender to be our own All-Star teams, and then we're gonna pit them against each other across probably up until the All-Star game, or maybe even the rest of the season. And we'll let you know a little as we go, maybe once a month or something, about how our teams are doing against each other.
Alright, rock, paper, scissors, who goes first?
Okay, on 3?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors. Oh, on 3. I said on 3. I don't know. Okay, on 3. Okay. Okay, one more time. Come on. There it is.
Oh,
nice work. I can't believe that took like 4 minutes of our 15 minutes of fame. Okay. Here we go. Team Jeff picks right off the bat. I'm a good Canadian boy. I'm going to pick my boy Sidney Crosby right off the bat. Yeah.
Well, just going by what we were just saying, I'm going to make him my assistant captain and pick Alex Ovechkin.
Oh, how about that? Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so that's 1 forward. I'm going to pick. I'm going to go with another forward here. I like my boy Joe Thornton right there.
Henrik Zetterberg.
See, you got to go with the Detroit. And keeping with the Detroit, my favorite Detroit player, Pavel Datsyuk, right there. Yeah, I know. I knew you were going for it.
All right, Steve Stamkos.
Nah, that's a good pick.
Yeah, he's my boy.
So that's 3 forwards each. I'm going to go with defensemen. I got to go with...
Watch yourself, buddy.
yeah, Zdeno Chara. So you can have...
I'm going to take Nick Lidstrom.
Nick Lidstrom. No, I'm not going to touch your Detroit players at all. You know what? I'm going to go a little bit... I like Duncan Keith a lot.
Ooh, this is a tough one. Just because I'm drawing a blank, I'll take Rafalski.
Rafalski! Nice, okay.
Just leave me alone.
Yeah. And my goaltender, I'm going to go...
Take Brodeur. He's having a really good season.
I'm saying, Brodeur is going to come back. I would have almost taken Brodeur, you know, and just because he's... No, I'm not going to do it. I got to do it. I'm going to go with... I don't think Halak's got it. I'm going to go with Bobby Lou, Roberto Luongo.
Well, Halak's had 1 bad game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take... And you know what? If he let in 4 this week, if he lets in 4 at the All-Star game, that's okay, fine.
Yeah.
We'll win 11-4.
Fair enough. So you're going to pick Yaroslav Halak. So those are our teams. If I've done this right, I will have them up on the sides here. If I haven't done them right, well, then you're just going to have to remember them.
Yeah, pen and paper.
Exactly. Write those down, would you? So we're going to take a look at these teams, and we're going to see how they do against each other over the course of the year. All right. Well, that was good.
Yeah. Go Team Jim. All right.
Go Team Jim. Well, Edmonton Eskimos GM Eric Tillman this week did what most pundits thought he was going to do and fired Coach Richie Hall. After the Esks were dropped 9 of their first 11 games this season, his firing was all but a sure thing. But then the Eskimos, in the end here, they won 5 of 7, but they did have that big loss right at the end of the season to ensure that they weren't going to the playoffs. On a 8-team league, where 6 teams go, the Eskimos aren't going to the playoffs. Did you think that was the right thing to do?
Well, I think it would have taken maybe a Grey Cup win to keep Richie Hall around. They had a good second half. They had a woeful first half of the season, and Eric Tillman cited philosophical differences between the two of them. And if that's the case, then those philosophical differences would have been there next year. They would have been there the year after. He didn't like the idea of having a guy as your head coach and defensive coordinator. So I think it would have happened either way.
It was a foregone conclusion, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I believe so.
Do you think that Tillman could have brought any coach this year that could have taken these players and turned them into a playoff team?
Yeah, I mean,
it's tough, right?
Well, different coaches have different ways, and you know, if you started again at the beginning of the season, who knows what would have happened?
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it was necessarily that the Eskimos are so bad.
Yeah.
It's just the way it went this year, and you know, next year same group. I don't think it'll be the same group of players.
Yeah.
But if it was the same group of players next year, I think you're starting with a clean slate, new head coach, new whatever. I think you won't see a carbon copy of what happened this year.
No.
But Eric Tillman does say that he doesn't think they can win with this exact same group of players.
So you think we're going to see a blow up? Well, not necessarily a blow up of the team, but at least some.
There'll be changes. There'll be changes. Probably changes that you'll say, oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
What's that all about? Yeah. And does that mean quarterback? Who knows? Does that mean running backs? Who knows?
That's exactly it.
I think they'll probably load it up going into camp and get some healthy competition.
I like that. Bring in a whole bunch of people to camp and see how that shakes out.
Yeah.
Don't guarantee anything for the veterans, and make them earn their spot. I like that.
Absolutely.
Moving on, the Edmonton Oilers this week were beaten handily twice. Well, they were beaten a number of times, but handily twice by the gargantuan Carolina Hurricanes. Yeah. And
they won a cup, you know.
Oh, did they? Yeah. What year was that? Yeah, no kidding. I'm still recovering. And they also lost to your Detroit Red Wings as well. They were hand to hand. Well, not yours, but
I'm not Mike Ilitch, but
but if you were. And so, as well, they lost in overtime to the New Jersey Devils, who many people consider is the worst team in the league right now.
Well, statistically, it was a battle of the basement. 10 points versus 10 points.
Yeah. So, I guess the question is, if we lose to the worst team in the league, Jim, does that mean we are the worst team in the league?
Well, Jeff,
yes,
the Edmonton Oilers have beaten the Stanley Cup champion Chicago Blackhawks twice this year. Doesn't make us the best team.
Yeah.
So by no means does losing to the New Jersey Devils make us the worst team. But losing makes you a bad team.
Yeah, that being said.
Losing over and over again makes you a bad team. But hey, at least we're not the Maple Leafs.
At least we're not the Maple Leafs.
Oh, boy, do I love seeing them lose.
But they
Sorry, Toronto fans.
Yeah. They brought up Nazem Kadri. That guy's going to turn the whole thing around.
Well,
it's going to be amazing.
Of course he is.
One kid, who is suspended from the NHL for 2 games, by the way. Right now. Okay, so we lose on the road. This is one of our biggest road trips of the year. It always is, Canadian Finals Rodeo here in Edmonton. So what's the kind of confidence going to be with the team coming back in Edmonton? Keeping in mind that we play Chicago, on Wednesday.
Well, for the Edmonton Oilers, it's been slow start after slow start.
No kidding.
Down 3-0, down, even if it's 1 or 2, after a while, you start, that first goal goes in and you go, oh.
No kidding. They're going to have to come back out again.
Yeah, so against New Jersey, they got off to a great start. 2-0, 3-1. They were, I'd say they were unlucky to have it go to overtime, but, you know, and then in overtime they give up a power play, and Kovalchuk's, he's due after that shootout gaff, but...
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, isn't it great that the Oilers could get the slumping $100 million man, Ilya Kovalchuk, out of his scoring drought? That was nice of us.
Well, I feel bad for him because when he skated in to extend the shootout against, I think it was Buffalo, and he lost the puck, everyone, oh, the $100 man, what an idiot! Oh! So, you know, that would hurt.
That would hurt. That would hurt. But I would...
Take out $100 bill and dry your eyes?
I'd be alright with that. I'd find a way.
But, you know... It was unfortunate to have it go to overtime, but they got the point. That's a positive. But there are positives from the last game or so that they can build on, and you know, it's all about the coaches keeping them on their toes. Taylor Hall's playing better every night.
Yeah, he is.
You know, a lot of the younger guys are getting more opportunity. The fourth line is chipping in big time.
I like to see that. Colin Fraser.
Even if it's well, he had a good game. Even if it's only you know, a goal every couple of games, if they're playing well.
Yeah.
You know,
as long as your top line is working, that's all you ask for the fourth line.
Yeah, but it's good to see that they're able to chip in. I like that Ryan Jones.
Yeah, me too. Big fan. Yeah. All right,
we're gonna his hair.
Well, obviously the Ryan Smith.
You mean the Jim Kerr?
The Jim Kerr Prize for best hair on the Oilers goes to Ryan Jones.
Just a bronzed loaf.
That's right.
There you go.
We're going to go on to quick hits now. Winnipeg native and Canadian favorite speed skater Cindy Klassen got on the podium at the opening World Cup event this week. She got a silver medal. It was Klassen's first medal in almost 3 years after she had surgery on her 2 knees in 2008. I loved watching Klassen Kersey at the Vancouver Olympics. It was great to see her, even though she got 12th and 15th. It was great to see her in the Olympics. Now she's at the ripe old age of 30. Do you think that she'll have any chance of coming back on the world stage?
These days, man, 30's the new younger than that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, the way athletes train these days, not like me.
Wow.
the way, like the things you see in pro sports these days is just insane.
Yeah.
You look at some guys that are playing well beyond what they historically should be. Yeah. So I think, you know, it's, and 30's not that old.
No, not at all.
But we're almost there.
Well, yeah, you're right.
I mean,
we're almost there.
Almost. Not like right away.
Jeez.
Not right away.
Yeah, that's going to be old.
Still got a ways to go, but closer than I was 5 years ago.
That's right, exactly. And you could probably get a World Cup tracks if
you
really put in your time. You're feeling good.
Yeah. I don't like those long skates, though. I'd be tripping all over myself.
Yeah.
Can I just use my regular skates?
Got the hockey skates going.
Yeah.
As you mentioned on your blog at kersey'snotebook.blogspot.com, go there right now. Well, not right now, after you watch this.
Soon.
Yeah. You had on there that the goalkeeper of the Chinese national soccer team was forced to make a national apology after, and he's been suspended for disparaging remarks about Chinese fans and their media after a 3-0 loss to rival Japan on last Monday. First off, aren't you happy that we live in a country, in a society that we don't have to apologize for any of the stupid we say on our blog?
Yeah, I like that, but also I enjoy that I'm not you know, high-profile professional athlete, because thousands of people have a right to say you suck, you're the worst, and if you say anything back, you're a dog. You have to... Is
there any point, Jim, where, I know with professional athletes it's a different set of rules, but is there any point when you're allowed to attack the fans and media back? Is there any time?
Well, I mean, you have just as much a right to do it, but the thing is, fans and media, you know, they're a little sensitive about that, and they'll try and make you look like a dummy.
Yeah, you never win that fight.
Yeah, so, you know, you never win that fight, so what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's good. Well, I guess
just quickly, Gilbert Arenas, remember he faked an injury in the preseason? He says he faked an injury. He told Sports Illustrated because he didn't want to get booed.
That hurts. You know, it hurts when you get booed. That made me think about
it. I wouldn't want
10,000
people being like, "Boo, you suck, Jim." Boo. Like all these people around here watching us.
And that's right. Everybody up in the stands.
Yeah, you suck. No, I don't. Trying my best.
Our 15 minutes are up for now. Jim, tune in next time.
Don't boo us.
Don't boo us. Tune in next time when we get a whole new 15 minutes of fame. Please go buy the blogs, anysportanytime.ca and kerseysnotebook.blogspot.com. Thanks again for watching.